Hello everyone. Today we're gonna actually be looking at sequence and series. Sequence and series. What is the difference between a sequence and a series? Now, first on the list, we're gonna be looking at a sequence. You ask yourself, what is a sequence? What's going on there by sequence? Now, a sequence is a list of numbers in a specific order. Remember, it's a what? List of numbers. It's a list of numbers in a specific order. In a specific order. Now, what does that mean? When your English is not as good as mine, it's okay. I will explain. Here's what it means. Let's say we have, for example, we have a 1, right? We have a 2, we have a 3, we have a 4, we have a 5, we have a 6, we have a 7. Ne? This represents a sequence, right? Because now, why do I say it represents a sequence? Remember, a sequence is a list of numbers, ne? In a specific order. Remember, when you count, you say 1, 2, 3, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's order, right? Therefore, that's a sequence. Therefore, that's a sequence, right? And then another example, you can be having like a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Or you can be having an example like a 3, 6, 9, and then 12. It's endless. You can have, as long as it's in order. And remember what order means, meaning like it's consecutive after the other. It's like, let's say maybe 10, 20. It can't be. Sequence, you can't go first to say 20, and then 10, and then 15, and then you come back and say 5. This is not a sequence, right? This is not a sequence. This is not a sequence. A sequence has order. And if you know about order, you know the small one comes before the big one. The small one comes before the greater one. The small one comes before a greater number, right? So you're looking at a smaller number before a greater number. Remember that in terms of a series or a sequence, that's what we mean. We mean that they have order, right? Now we're going to be looking at a series. Right now we're dealing with what? With a sequence. Now we're dealing with a series. What is a series? Series is like this. A series is what you get when you add the numbers. When you add the numbers on that line. Let's say right now you have, okay, let me write this. Series is what you get when you add the terms on a sequence or the terms of a sequence. That is what? That's a series. Now, let me give you an example. This is what it means. Remember when we're having 1 and we're having 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and then 8, right? With that, in a series, this is a sequence, right? This is a sequence. When you are then looking at a series, then you say, okay, it's gonna be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. Now this is a series. You know, a lot of you guys that like watching Netflix, a series means that it's one after the other. It's an edition of the first one. It's an edition of the first one. Remember that even when you help someone, you say a series is an edition of the initial one. So let's say right now you have season 1 that came out. Let's say season 1, you have season 1 of whatever, maybe let's say a horror movie or a horror series. You have season 1, and then under season 1 you have episode 1. So they write season 1 episode 1, right? And then you have season 2 episode 1, season 3 episode what, episode 1, or yeah. So this is a series. It's an edition of the first one. So it's season 2 added on the first one, season 3 added on the second one. That's a what? That's a series, right? Therefore, it should not be hard to explain or to understand, because now I'm explaining to you guys. So now, how do we know that we're dealing with a series? You know you're dealing with a series as soon as 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. This is an addition, meaning you are adding on top of the first or the initial one. You are adding on top of this, you are adding on top of this, you are adding on top of this, right? Therefore, you are dealing with a series. Therefore, at the end, you might end up having here you're gonna have 3, and then here you're gonna have 7, and then 7 plus 3, you end up having a 10. Right? That's a series. Yeah? So thank you for watching the video, and that's a simple explanation of a series and a what, and a sequence, right? But we started with the sequence first. So remember, sequence is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a series is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. That's a series, right? And then on the next one, we're gonna be dealing with the formulas. Gonna deal with the formula, and then on the formula, we're gonna now look at the term 1, the nth term. That's what we're gonna look at. So check the next video out so you can be able to know more about sequence and series. And remember, I'm here for you, and me, I love you all. There goes my smile over there. Bye bye.